what's going on. Sunday night before Memorial Day tomorrow. Get a True Light going. So get some housekeeping out of the way. I'm smoking, and some of you might be familiar with it. The Diplomat Apple that I did a modification to quite some time ago, quote unquote stained it green with food coloring and then coated it with shellac and everything. Little wood burning over here. I've since replaced the typical stem that comes with the Missouri Meerschaums with a forever stem. This is like the white ivory that they offer or whatever. One of these days I'll do a video about the forever stems. Try and give you an idea of what some of them look like, at least the ones that I have for my corn cob collection anyway. And in this bowl, I'm smoking a fantastic blend. Seattle Pipe Club Rum Vanilla. Outstanding. These are the kind of aromatics that I like. You know, some years ago, I saw a video that was put out by Matches, and he was talking about the same thing. He likes aromatics that are very light aromatics, the type of aromatics where you can really get the flavors of the tobaccos. And not something just being heavily cased. And those are the types of aromatics that I've come to enjoy also. Stuff like this. Another one that comes to mind for me would be like some Cornell and Deals. Autumn Evening. Autumn Evening. Bugs. Cornell and Deal. Autumn Evening. Although those Virginias can get to me, so I actually usually tone it down with some Black Cavendish, some Lane BCA, and then I just call that my fall blend, because it's like a one-to-one mixture that I do. Apologize about that. I'm on the front porch tonight. This is where I usually come to smoke, but this is my first time ever doing a video out here. I feel funny sitting on my front porch where anybody could drive by or walk by and, you know, see me sitting here talking into a camera on a tripod. And another thing I wanted to mention was not too long ago I did another video where I was talking about my opinions of another vanilla blend. I can't remember which one it was now. I think it was Dan Tobacco. And I had mentioned how the tasting notes that I got from it were more of like a chocolate covered jelly ring, Joyva jelly ring, which is almost like a raspberry flavor more than it was a vanilla. And I think I also experienced that with Mac Baren 7 Seas Original, as well as Stanwell Vanilla. I felt like all those quote unquote vanilla blends tasted more like that chocolate covered raspberry. And it created quite the dilemma for me because the vanilla that I'm used to is like your typical Captain Black Original type vanilla topping or casing, whatever you want to call it, the flavoring. And I guess what I've come to discover is that those types of vanillas are more like the vanilla that you would have in like an icing, like a vanilla icing. That's the type of vanilla flavoring that I get from like the Captain Black and maybe some of those lesser brands. I shouldn't say lesser brands. Because when I stopped in my local brick and mortar and I saw this had come out with these tins, I picked up one and I took it home. I opened it up and I smelled it and I thought to myself, uh-oh. I think this is going to be similar. I was thinking this was going to be very similar to that raspberry flavor stuff. And I think I figured it out. I think if the Virginias being used in the aromatic are quality Virginia, and they've got that real citrus type note to it, I think that combined with natural vanilla, that Madagascar vanilla, because that's what's used in this Seattle Pipe Club, along with some of the rum. And I don't really detect a lot of rum in this. I detect more of that natural vanilla, that Madagascar vanilla, and I think with the quality of the Virginias is what makes me interpret the flavoring as more fruity. That chocolatey raspberry. Which in the older video I said, isn't bad by any means. Just not what I was expecting when I saw vanilla. I was expecting that icing vanilla flavor. And I think that's where the difference lies between blends that might use more top choice tobaccos and natural flavorings and applied in just the right amount. It was a vanilla dilemma. And it probably took me a while to come around to these conclusions because I'm not much of a straightforward Virginia smoker. Out of all the different blend types, straight Virginias are probably the ones I go to the absolute least. In fact, I really don't have much of any in my supply anymore. I think I have to graduate to smoking straight Virginias, and I think for me they're going to have some good age on it. I know I prefer like the red Virginias. I like the Virginias that have more of that bready type flavor to it. Not so much the bright citrus and haze, but more of like the bready ones. And I think the Virginias get, and the stove and the red Virginias give you more of that bready taste. So I'll have to do some researching. Pick out some blends that have good reputations and pick up a few of those and chuck them into the cellar, let them age. Plus, I tend to smoke a little quick sometimes, and that's probably because here in New York, everything is in a fast pace. Everything's always busy. New York. That's the accent. That's Newywk. New York. Supposed to be getting some rain tomorrow at some point. The humidity is blowing in right now. I can actually see it. It's so thick you can cut it with a knife. Try and give you a look. Try not to move you too quick. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it as well as I can. Out there in the street. Not quite pea soup, but pretty close. Can everybody see my ugly mug? I know. Seen better heads on a mug of beer, right? Beer. How would you spell that in New York? B-E-A? Beer. Have a beer. Had a beer or two with my old man today. My daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and my old man's is the day after. 81, still going strong, God bless him. Love my old man. Taught me everything I know. Anyway, Seattle Pipe Club's rum vanilla. Really, really great blend. Ran back to the brick and mortar a week or two after I bought that first tin that I'm still working on. And picked up 2 more. I'm not one of those guys that goes in and cleans people out if I find, you know, these special limited editions that come out if the local brick and mortar happens to have them. I'll buy one, go home, try it real quick, and if I like it, then I go back, and if there's any left over, I'll pick up 1 or 2 more. And if I go back a few weeks or so after that and there's still some more on the shelves, then maybe I'll pick up another 1 or 2 if it's something I want to cellar kind of deep. I really don't have any deep cellarings, except for maybe a plum pudding and Maltese Falcon. I really like those kitchen sink blends, ones that are oriental forward, Balkan if you will. Here comes a neighbor in a car. Man, this stuff is thick. Hope he watches out for that raccoon I seen go down the street. I don't smoke aromatics a lot anymore. Of course, when I first started smoking, that's what I got into right off the bat. And I lurked for a couple of years on the YTPC before I started making videos of my own. I'm a little camera shy. That's why I'm always stuttering and acting like an idiot on here. I think my first video I was smoking Captain Black Original. Still like that. I always keep it around. I like Burleys, Virginia Burleys too. Smoke them occasionally. I like Virginia Periques. Smoke them occasionally. My usually go-tos are the English blends, the English type blends. Like I said in one of the other videos that I made, I think it's great when people have like that one blend or those 1 to 3 blends that they could just smoke all the time, night and day, and buy it in bulk or whatever, you know. Never have to wonder about what they're going to have. But I think it's also good to, or at least I enjoy the fact that I like a wide range of the tobaccos. Just got to start getting into them Virginias a little bit more. I done should have known the second I started videotaping that cars were going to start rolling down the street. It was quiet out here. I'm just over 16 minutes now already. I like to try and keep my videos under 15 minutes just because I know that me as a viewer, I don't have a lot of time to watch a lot of real lengthy videos. If I do watch those videos, it's usually like when I'm laying in bed at night before going to sleep, and I usually wind up falling asleep watching the videos. Wake up from the cell phone falling out of my hands and smacking me in the face. You ever get that? Embarrassing. Thing smack you in the face, wake up. Oh, oh. The Great Vanilla Dilemma. I really enjoy this. Now I can go back to those other blends too and enjoy them a little bit better now also. Knowing that, yeah, it's vanilla, it's just a different type of vanilla, you know? Like I said, maybe those Virginias are just a little bit better varietal or something along those lines, but I think that's gonna just about do it for me this evening. Sit here and finish this bowl, pack away all this stuff, really enjoy the rest of this. Just wanted to kind of share that with you. If you happen to be somebody who actually watches these videos. Anyhow, it's gonna do it. Hope you all have a great Memorial Day. And until next time, be good.